President Biden's in Germany.
Today, the Chancellor and I are going to discuss ongoing efforts to surge support to Ukraine's military.
This as South Korea confirms what Ukraine's president is also saying. That North Korea is going to send thousands of troops to join Russian forces battling inside Ukraine. The president also just commented on Israel killing Hamas's leader Yahya Sinwar, a mastermind of the October 7th terror attack that triggered the war in Gaza. Fox's Jackie Heinrichs in Berlin.
We just heard the president talk about the death of Sinwar really for the first time in depth, because the confirmation of it happened while Air Force One was in the air en route to Berlin.
The death of the leader of Hamas represents a moment of justice. He had the blood of Americans and Israelis, Palestinians and Germans and so many others on his hands.
The president's calling for a path to peace to get the remaining hostages free. But in a statement, a senior Hamas leader says Sinwar's killing will only make them stronger, as another Iran-backed group, Hezbollah, vows to escalate its fight against Israel from Lebanon. Former President Trump is about to go on TV on the Fox News channel this morning after he got some laughs last night in New York.
I'm supposed to tell a few self-deprecating jokes this evening, so here it goes. Nope, I've got nothing.
That was at the Al Smith Catholic Charities dinner. Presidential candidates traditionally go, but Vice President Harris was instead campaigning in Wisconsin. She sent a video with Saturday Night Live alum Molly Shannon reprising her Catholic schoolgirl role.
Does it bother you that Trump guy insults you all the time? Because it really bothers my friends and me.
Oh, Mary Catherine, it's very important to always remember you should never let anyone tell you who you are. You tell them who you are.
A death row inmate is still alive in Texas after the state Supreme Court blocked Robert Roberson's execution just before a lethal injection last night amid growing skepticism he's guilty of murdering his child. America's listening to Fox News.
So this new dose is, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Well, President Biden is in Germany supporting Ukraine and Israel. There is a new Fox News poll related to that.
More voters, 40%, feel America should be doing less than it is now to support Ukraine against Russia. Only 23% said the U.S. should be doing more. When it comes to Israel, 35% said what the United States is doing is about right. 32% say we are too supportive of Israel, while 29% say we're not supportive enough. Voters also weighed in on how they feel about the state of political rhetoric, which 71% say is overheated and dangerous. Just 25% say our political discourse is heated but healthy. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Now, we're getting this morning more on the whooping cough as the CDC again urges people to get vaccinated because
there have been more than 18,500 cases reported, the most since 2014. Whooping cough, also called pertussis, starts out like a cold before turning into a prolonged cough. The CDC has reported childhood vaccination rates dipped last year and exemptions are at an all-time high. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed, up for the NASDAQ, down for the Dow, which closed at a record high yesterday. In the baseball playoffs, a Cleveland comeback. The Guardians tied the Yankees with a home run on the bottom of the ninth, and then in the 10th.
Fly, deep drive, left field, Fry's watching, it is a walk-off home run!
David Fry won it for Cleveland on TBS 7-5, but New York still leads the American League Championship Series 2-1. In the NL, the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the New York Mets 10-2 to go up 3-1. Both series resumed today. On Thursday Night Football, the Denver Broncos kicked off Week 7 of the NFL season, routing New Orleans 33-10, the Saints' fifth straight loss. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A deadly car crash, one state over, results in the death of 3 young children from Champaign on October 8. A family involved in that crash on Highway 30 in Iowa last week, resulting in 3 family members being hospitalized, 3 children under 5 losing their lives. Police are investigating. In Savoy, the president of Flightstar got an award that many pilots around the world haven't. It's called the Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award, presented to pilots who have reached a milestone of 50 years of flying. Award recipient Bill Gianetti says there's only about 8,000 pilots who've reached this amazing achievement. University of Illinois professors and students looking forward to getting better pictures of rare comet passing over. Professor and chairman of the Department of Astronomy at the university said what makes Comet A3 so rare is the ability to see it with the naked eye. As it gets closer to the sun, it'll warm and then start to evaporate its gases, meaning a brighter view. You're locally up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
All right, it's Friday. Yes, sir. It's kind of a big weekend here coming up.
Yes,
Brother Johnny has flashed into town.
Well, it's nice weather up here in the well. It's a little cool getting up, but yeah, it warms up.
Kent Brown yesterday from the U of I, he's an historian now, retired. He said, "Soye, you dished it up beautifully this weekend, man. It's a sellout. It's Michigan. It's going to be awesome.
Everywhere, Greg. It's great weather across the country, actually."
Well, yeah, and it didn't take much considering the spat of hurricanes in your world are just east of there the past few weeks. So, yeah, nice to have that quiet down for a change.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, we check our weather for the football game and the weekend, brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you should schedule your annual mammogram. The earlier the better for early diagnosis.
Natural sound in the studio
today. Yeah, Mills Breast Cancer Institute, Carl.org.
Is that a mongrel I hear in the background?
It is. 2 little Morkies. How dare you, sir? We got the babies in this morning.
They're fighting over the chow over here.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get more out.
Okay,
no worries. All right, we got that. Time for weather, Mr. Greg.
Yes, and we'll save you. Yeah, shut everyone else's mic down, including the dogs. I love dogs. I could just get into stories about that and try to do radio back in another era. In any event, gorgeous morning out there, a little cool and crisp, certainly by Brother Johnny's standards, considering what you expect down there around the New Orleans area. But actually, there's been a little frost as far south as northern Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. Not only this morning, the past couple of mornings, but back this way, 36 now, Willard and Savoy, 32, Danville, 33 at the Kankakee, venture down towards Springfield at 41, 44 at St. Louis, and right around the 40-degree mark over at Indianapolis. Yeah, very quiet weather pattern across much of the country. Some actually welcome moisture across the western states, some snow in the mountains of the Central Rockies. Not unusual for mid-October. That's the next system coming our way, but it will be a weakening system, and there's absolutely no cold air or active moisture for that matter in sight, so it's all ahead forward on fall fieldwork, harvest-related duties. Just remember safety first. It should be an early and often an early wrap to harvest this year in our neck of the woods, but needs some moisture. Things are very dry out there. Drought ridden on the drought monitor. 68 the forecast high today, down to 39 tonight, 72 at kickoff tomorrow. Light south wind, lots of sunshine, jam-packed over at Memorial Stadium. 75 here for the day on Sunday and Monday. Next chance for a little rain, maybe Tuesday, a shower late in the day at 73. So the 70s. Wednesday will cool back to more seasonal readings late next week, with Thursday and Friday highs into the low and mid 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Dolchus, Greg Soldier.
Well, it is the weekend. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. It is 8:09. It is the 18th of October. Mm-hmm. Johnny, it's like 40 days till Thanksgiving. I mean, it's just, where's the year, man?
October 18th, Mike Ditka's birthday.
It is
today, Coach.
Mike Ditka's Coach's birthday.
Nice.
85.
Is it 85?
Yeah, I think it's 85.
85.
Okay.
1939, I think, right?
Okay.
It's been 40 now. Oh, yeah.
39. 85.
Yeah, wow.
And you talked to Coach not that long ago.
Yeah, no, he was hanging in there. Yeah.
Well, we miss him. Miss him on the radio. He was Trump before. He was Trump before Trump.
No, you're exactly right.
He'd say things people would say, wow, I love that show, but I'm not going to say that. He just would say what you're thinking but won't say.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
all right.
we know him for coaching the Bears, and the Bears are off this weekend. Saints in action last night.
Not really.
Not so much.
Well, 8 of the 11 are hurt of the offense.
Right.
So you got
but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to tackle.
No,
'Cause
we can't
that's
tackle.
defense.
No, we can't tackle.
I don't understand what.
Yeah, Sean
Denver on
Payton
top.
was a hero's welcome back in.
Yeah, I'm sure he.
Right.
Yeah, he was the coach. We played Denver. He's coaching Denver.
Yep.
And he just kept hand the ball off. I could have quarterbacked that game.
Dang it. Anyway, Saints are what they are.
Sean Payton is 61.
Bears are looking pretty tough, Steve.
4-2. We got them on Q96, not this weekend because they're off, but a week from this weekend.
And
They
then
got the 4th easiest schedule, which helps.
Well, yeah, but it's
Great.
not that easy. Okay?
No, it's nothing's easy.
Uh-huh.
Nothing's easy. Shad Khan's Jaguars are 1-5,
Yeah,
man.
Not
They-
great.
that's
He's
not
got
what-
2 games in London in
Yeah,
a row.
In a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. Maybe they'll win this week. But we got a big game with those Fighting Illini tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a
Yes,
big one.
we do.
Michigan is in town. I think I'm correct in saying we beat them 3 times in 60 years in Champaign.
Okay.
So we're due.
Well,
Michigan's going to run the football. Just turn around. We just got to tackle them, and then if we stack the line, they're going to probably try and throw. But they have 3 quarterbacks. In fact, I do have Brett Bielema, and
And it was the 100-year anniversary today.
It's 100 years
Red
Red
Range.
Range.
Uh-huh.
And okay, here's Brett Bielema talking to the media yesterday.
Big game, big environment, right? The part that I think our guys have really embraced every game is take their preparation as well as the details of that into each week. And even though this is the Michigan game, 2 ranked teams playing it, the group has kind of handled their business Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday like they always have. A couple injury updates. Caden Fagan is actually literally out of town right now. We found some outside voices that we want to talk to about his injury.
I think he's done. He's done for the year.
Oh, no.
What happened in the off week?
I don't know.
It just happens. I mean, Jacob Hurtubise, my son-in-law, his last 2 injuries, 2 of the last maybe 3 injuries are some exercise he was doing as directed by trainers.
I see.
So it's I don't know what happens and what they do, but
I think now this is just overview of football, basketball, baseball. They're doing something wrong. The guys can't go 3 or 4 games without being out for.
What's happened?
I remember asking Mike Dick. We talked about Mike's birthday today, and how long did you get hurt a lot? And well, I missed a game the middle of my 4th season. That was in the 60s, but something's different. Now they were playing hurt.
They playing hurt, right?
Sure.
Right.
But I've seen them going back defensive backs backpedaling and then collapse. Something's popped. No contact.
Is it we're doing something?
Well,
more-
you just talked about when during training they're getting hurt. So I think something's wrong. Yeah, I think you need to look at it.
Or is the force different?
And wait, we've also done everything to reduce the game to where you're not going to get hurt, and it's just constant. If you want to bet on teams that are in a football pool, you got to go through the injury report.
That's exactly right. Yeah. No, but I'm just wondering, has the physics changed, particularly football?
I don't think that much. No way.
The physics, it's gotten bigger, stronger, faster.
Hard.
Yeah,
yes, but how much percentage-wise?
I think it's a jump.
They're not running a 40 twice as fast as
from
they
the
used to.
60s. They popped you, but of course, the 60s, you never left the game, no matter what, with concussions or whatever, which was bad.
You might lose your spot.
Yeah. And it's $75 a game. You want to stay in there.
But I mean, you might have been running 4, 8, or 9 40s instead of 4, 4, 5. I mean,
really? Wow.
They're not. They weren't running.
But
6
they're
second
stronger, way stronger. I mean,
they're stronger, but are they flexible? I just think they're losing the flexibility you need to do all those twists and turns.
They need to do CrossFit, Johnny. Functional fitness.
I'm not an expert in it, other than I'm an expert sports fan, and all my players get hurt.
All right, Brett Bielema, what about that Michigan team? I mean, 3 quarterbacks?
I think we'll see. We've seen 3, and I'm expecting to see all 3. To be honest, each one of them, are very good players that have their own unique skill set. But I would guess that we'd see not only 2, but probably 3, based on scenarios what they do well. But as we learned last week, right, it's about how you play every snap, and I think our guys probably last week's process is probably helping us with this week just as much as anything.
Okay, all right. So here's one that I don't know if this has ever happened. I know it's never happened here, but has an athletic director ever been the honorary captain of a game?
Okay. I want Josh Whitman to be the Josh Whitman. That's kind of, I've never, we've been here going to my 4th year. We've had guest captains every game. And he literally asked the same question. I said, Josh, I want you to be you, right? Whatever whatever's on your heart. I usually tell our guys earlier in the week who our guest captain is. And I told them on Sunday, just because I knew I was going to announce it Monday in the presser, that he was going to be our guest captain. And there's a lot of smiles. And then I kind of shared with him a story the last time 2 ranked opponents were here when he was a senior. I think it gives them a perspective, right? But yeah, just super excited for the whole weekend. But Josh, we let those guys talk at 3:30 on Friday in the team room, and obviously Josh talks to our team every year, so it's not the first time he's in front of this group, but it's the first time I'm going to try to make when I do the introductions, I always talk about their accomplishments on the football field, and so I've never really introduced Josh in that light, right? I've always introduced him as our athletic director. Tomorrow I'm going to introduce him as a former player, and that'll be different.
Yeah, he was a big tight end.
Steve, he was easily the best tight end we've ever coached.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Johnny and I were the honorary coaches when Josh was on our team, the Orange and Blue game.
Steve won the flip. Good call on the coin.
Got the first team. Yeah. That helped me. 28-14. That was Ron Turner's first victory after a full season of 0-11. So the spring game was his first win, and I was the coach. Johnny and I were the coach. And Josh Whitman was on our team.
Yep.
I imagine he still reminisces about that pep talk I gave him. And that was the first time Josh Whitman was ever on the radio was with me. He was a guest sportscaster for me in the studio.
Kidding.
Yeah. And he was put together then. He was just way ahead of his years.
Yeah.
Mature, had it together.
He's doing a great job.
I mean, I say Shauna Green's the top flight risk. I don't know if Josh Whitman wouldn't be Big Ten commissioner kind of thing. I mean, he's that level. So, yeah, no, he was just an outstanding kid. But he impressed you as he's just got it.
Right.
He had it.
That's great.
Well, and the law background to me is an ace in the hole.
No question.
Too.
Yeah, legal.
Lots of things going on with the 100th anniversary. Johnny will see these retro uniforms.
Have you seen them?
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable. You've seen the Red Grange helmets and.
Well, I've seen them. Now I don't know what they've got cooked up for tomorrow, but
they got uniforms that look like Red Grange.
Right.
Small numbers.
And see, they airbrushed in a leather kind of way. The regular helmet.
Work of art. They're going to auction all the helmets off. You need to buy one of those.
Yeah.
I think that might psych Michigan out.
Yeah, that's right.
It may. Wouldn't that be nice?
Or they'll get cynical and say, "Hey, you were that good 100 years ago."
No, that's all right. We'll see what happens because we've been playing them tough.
Yeah, we have.
And again, the 100-year anniversary today at the stadium's dedication, Grange totaled 6 touchdowns, compiled 402 yards as we beat Michigan 39-14. And this quote from the back in the day, Grange's exploits that day remain superhuman. So he was just, imagine if he would have been an endorsed athlete like today with the NIL and all that. Probably bigger than Jordan.
What would Red Grange have made?
Right. Well, and he did make a little money because he went pro and actually helped bring pro football up a notch.
Barnstorming across the country. How did they know he was coming? Twitter? How did they... Johnny, it was just newspaper, right?
We had ways of communicating.
Radio had just started. It was before television, but they'd go wherever stadium he was and watched him run. And then the
passenger pigeon.
Yeah, and the defense knew he was going to get the ball. It didn't matter. All right, we got to do weather. Weather this morning brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
They remind you, Halloween Fun Fest is coming on Wednesday, October 23rd between 5 and 7 at Marketplace Mall. So bring the kids on out in costume and have fun.
All right, time for this weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Benham vicinity as good as it gets around here for mid-October for outdoor work and play, fall field work and harvest-related activities, and high school, if not, that almost championship caliber football game over at Memorial Stadium here. Saturday afternoon, sunshine, light south-southwesterly wind, kickoff temperature about 72, 73 degrees. Next chance of rain, perhaps about Tuesday of next week. Otherwise, details, sunny, 68 for the day today, light south wind, tonight mostly clear, down to about 39. Sunny, pinch melter for the day tomorrow at 72 on a light south-southwesterly wind. Clear tomorrow night down to 42, mostly sunny, warm for the day on Sunday and Monday with a high to 75 both days. Will be some increase in cloudiness late Monday and perhaps late Monday night into Tuesday, perhaps a shower in a couple of spots at 73. Warm to a partly cloudy 76 degree reading on Wednesday. Then some slightly cooler, more seasonal air. Upper 60s next Thursday. Lower 60s for next Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
American Express is still seeing card members traveling and dining in restaurants. Spending rose 6% in the recent quarter. Amex also picked up more revenue from card fees. Its earnings topped expectations. It's raising its forecast for the year, though the stock is lower after rising to a record yesterday. Procter & Gamble says shoppers are continuing to pay more for its premium products, Tide detergent and Pampers diapers. Its sales were slightly lower in the summer quarter, but P&G blames the weaker economy in China and the Middle East conflict. It is not planning to lower prices. And there's a management shakeup at CBS. Veteran company executive David Joyner has taken over as president and CEO, succeeding Karen Lynch. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey there, it's me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It is 5 days a week. Every week, we check in with Jimmy Fallon, bring in authors for the book club, and even treat some of your favorite Fox personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and listen at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
If you want a hand-cut, perfectly cooked filet, there's only one place to get it, the Long Branch Steakhouse in downtown Gifford. Customers rave about Donnie's fillets, so tender that you can cut it with your fork. Don't go to an ordinary steakhouse, choose Long Branch and have it your way. Join the many people who know that it's worth the trip. The Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford. And remember, there's always room for Long Branch.
Yeah, Donnie told me they're doing prime rib tonight while it lasts.
And they'll have the lunch today, right?
Lunch today, 11 to 2, and it went very well last Friday.
And this is Long Branch Steakhouse in downtown Gifford.
Yeah, but I got a text last night, forgot to tell you. This was yesterday. We're doing prime rib tomorrow night. That'd be Friday night. While it lasts. So prime rib there is delicious.
Yes, it is.
As everything is.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Johnny just asked me quickly what was the media reaction. How rude Brett Baer was. He's a racist because didn't let a woman of color speak.
She spoke a lot.
Right. Anyway, this
talked over each other. She was late in arriving. They were supposed to have a half hour. It got reduced
20 to 20 minutes. Actually, 26 was the final.
Right.
But they arrived late. It got contentious. It was always contentious. The whole thing was contentious. But this is how I'd recap what her plan was for this interview.
Democrats voted. Donald Trump, 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 and Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
President Biden had a fundraiser debate stage.
Let's go back to Donald Trump.
Wow.
Well, that's edited, but she did say his name that many times.
Brought it up that often.
Yeah, but no, she's the word is filibuster. She'll keep talking, but she's not saying anything. As far as other than basically what are you going to do differently, and after about whatever dissertation she presents, the answer is absolutely nothing. We're keeping forward. We're going forward with the open border. We're going forward with no fracking. She does say we're not going to frack, but she'll change that. And then you've got this foreign policy weakness that she can't really even talk about. And she looks good, though, Steve. She's got a good kind of poise, but she's not saying anything. You don't know where she stands other than she's getting around the issue when you're trying to get her to say, what are you going to do different? She doesn't have anything to do differently. She just keeps saying, I'm not Joe Biden, and I'm certainly not Donald Trump. It's the same answer.
So Brett Baer asked her this.
Country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States. Why is that happening?
This is an election for president of the United States. It's not supposed to be easy.
I know, but
It's not supposed to be. It is not supposed to be a cakewalk for anyone.
So are they misguided, the 50%?
Listen,
are they stupid?
I would never say that about the American people.
I don't know if she'd never call them stupid.
What's the other thing we know about this population? And it's a specific phase of life. Remember, age is more than a chronological fact. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
Okay, so she does call them stupid, just to clear the record.
Well, I don't know.
He got to laugh.
I will say it's not supposed to be easy, but boy, I'll tell you what, there hasn't been anyone put in the position of candidate for president easier than Kamala
No,
Harris.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
They just handed it over.
It's never happened. I mean, Gerald Ford was a point, he came in after Nixon resigned.
Several people took over after a president's been killed or died.
Right.
But then you don't get
the nomination?
Yeah. Well, Joe had it easy, but he still had to go through the primaries.
There were 17 Democrats, including Kamala Harris. She didn't make Iowa.
Well, and I'm talking about the second time even when they kept everybody else from running. Joe still had to go campaign.
Yeah.
And he got votes.
So if she does not win, will she run again?
No. She could run again. She'll be back at the 1%.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember, the Democrats actually have several, I think, impressive potential candidates, but they got themselves boxed in with Joe, and then they made their decision.
Obama said, they said, we want an open convention.
Right.
That's what they said initially. They wanted this to go to the convention and pick somebody there, and then the momentum went nuts for Kamala.
I honestly don't think Obama was very confident in Kamala's ability to win this thing, is why.
But why did they all jump on? Just too much momentum at the early stages of a woman of color and all of those things? Because she was not the best call for the Democrats. And
I don't think she was.
And Tim Walz, Josh Shapiro gives you Pennsylvania.
No, I'm telling you what,
that.
if they can get these two elected, you got to say, man, they've got it going.
All right, 728. Some more
for being here, Johnny.
Clips here coming up. Let's see, we did that. Okay, I got. Did you hear Brock talking to the bros?
Yeah, he was kind of scolding.
Yeah,
them. Well, he was. I don't know what you call it, but he was telling them, you got to get on board here. We need you.
But it was scoldy.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lecture-y.
I can tell you that.
The African-American
that didn't work.
No.
Okay.
It didn't go well. So we will, we've got more clips I want to play on the Mike Ditka 85th birthday.
Yeah.
728. All right, the news will be coming up. Johnny's got a bolt, because you got this Board of Governors stuff you do.
It's Board of Visitors. It's
Board of Visitors.
Alumni from the Engineering Department in Illinois. Nice. And great engineering department, University of Illinois, one of the best in the world.
Absolutely.
And
they say Harvard Law is impressive. Illinois engineering is the same level.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if you want to be you notice that as a employer of 1,000 people, Illinois engineers came out ready.
Right. No, we did do very well with graduates from Illinois.
But what do they do differently?
Well, it's more they're just, like you say, ready technically, but there's that Midwestern work ethic that, everybody from the rest of the country says, we got the work ethic too. But there's that certain kind of loyalty work ethic thing that traditionally we've had around the Midwest, and it really helps a young worker because they focus and can handle a lot of work.
Johnny's only got 20 more minutes with us this morning, so we'll get to it right after the news here at the bottom of the hour. But it's Michigan weekend, and I can't think of an opponent that the Illini fans would like to beat in war. I mean, Michigan football,
Well, you won't get any argument from me, Steve.
No, it's
cheaters.
Exactly.
Anyway, I still haven't gotten over the basketball banner they gave them.
Well, they were 14-3. We were 16-4.
I will say Kamala earned
shared,
that nomination.
I know.
Vice President Harris earned the nomination for president more than Michigan earned that Big Ten championship.
Big Ten championship when we were 16-4, they were 14-3 because COVID they missed 2 games.
That's right.
And that was Kevin Warren.
Wait, don't forget about the one-on-one at Michigan, head-to-head. And we just run them off
beat
the
them
court.
by 30.
It was
up there without Iowa Sumo.
It was amazing, and then they give them the Big Ten championship.
That was Kevin Warren, now head of the Chicago Bears. By the way, he was the commissioner that awarded Michigan. I mean, was
he a Michigan alumni?
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't know.
Usually the case.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, didn't he call us Illinois too? I mean, he did something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, down here in Southern Illinois and Champaign, we're pretty far south. Okay, we'll be after the news. 217-359-2255. Want to jump in on our Fisher National Bank text line? You're welcome to do that. 7:30, time for Fox.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump on Fox and Friends says Vice President Harris's line of attack calling him unstable isn't working.
I don't think she knows where she is. She's a low IQ person. She's not smart. Everyone knows that.
Harris in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails, right?
She and Trump campaign in Michigan today. The Texas Supreme Court puts Robert Roberson's execution on hold. There's evidence his daughter died of complications from pneumonia, not shaken baby syndrome. A Texas House committee wants him to testify.
For 22 years, this man has been held in prison on death row, and we're hoping that finally, with this ruling today, with the state and the Supreme Court's decision, that the Texas House will be able to help bring to light the truth in this case.
Texas State Rep John Busey there, the lead detective in the case, says he's ashamed he got it wrong. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, taxpayers in Lincoln may be on the hook for the demolition cost of a building which burned downtown in early September. City council members indicated in a Tuesday night meeting the owner of the building appears to not have had the structure insured. It's currently a public safety hazard, and the city is pushing to get it demolished as quickly as possible. Bricks and debris are on the street in front of the building. A new Chick-fil-A restaurant will begin serving the Mattoon community. It opens October 24. Chick-fil-A, located at 1320 Fort Worth Way, and the shops at Emerald Acres at the intersection of Interstate 57 and Route 16. A beloved cat that lives at Paxton Hardware and Rental, missing since October 7. Tapcon is a black cat, green eyes, and a patch of white fur on his chest. Scott Allen's the owner of the hardware store and said staff's been searching for Tapcon since August 8th, and said that Tapcon's sister Molly returned alone the night that Tapcon went missing. You're locally up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jill Miller.
Norm Miller here, chairman of Interstate Batteries. You know, without batteries, life would be pretty lifeless. That's why Interstate All Battery Centers carry them in every size, shape, and style so you can drive, drill, call, film, or do whatever it is you want to do. Stop in today. They've got the power to keep you going. Interstate All Battery Center. Outrageously dependable.
Interstate All Battery Center. You'll find them outrageously dependable just over Interstate 74 at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign, with batteries for most every application in stock.
Illini fans win free tickets. Stevie Jay Broadcasting has teamed up with Express Employment Professionals, your local link to top talent opportunities. Text Illini to 217-359-2255 for your chance to win tickets to upcoming home games. That's Illini to 359-2255. Express Employment Professionals, respecting people, impacting business at 1001 North Mattis. Express Employment Professionals says go Illini. Visit expresspros.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
The 15th Annual Disability Resource Expo is coming October 26th from 11 to 4 at Marketplace Mall. Gather information and talk to representatives from around 70 disability service providers. Brought to you by Champaign County's Mental Health and Developmental Disability Boards. Presented by Thriving Financial, East Central Illinois Group. Enjoy the Adapted Fashion Show at 1 o'clock. Brought to you by Equitability. October 26th, 11 to 4 at Marketplace Mall. Learn more at disabilityresourceexpo.org.
Didn't mean to overlay that, but
that's okay. We need to know that.
Well, and plus, it's, everybody gets paid at Stevie Jay Broadcasting today, so everybody's kind of happy.
Just got paid coming into the weekend.
Yeah.
It's Friday. Michigan tomorrow. Going down.
Yeah,
Take that, Wolverines.
All right, Johnny, I wanted to hear this. This is the guy. I mean, by the way, most of the clips you're hearing are from X.
Okay.
Elon Musk has done more for free speech than any human in the modern era.
Plus, he'll take you to Mars.
He'll take you to Mars. So
Hey.
he said, Donald Trump said you'll get to Mars by the end of his next 4 years.
I don't know.
Do we have the technology for that?
Maybe.
Let's go for it.
All right, so listen and assess.
Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, just the facts. You can fact check me, it's all true. Kamala, she graduated from Hastings College of Law. The law school is ranked 82nd out of 196 law schools. She graduated, she took her bar exam, she failed. She failed the exam. She has never had her own business, never had any of her own employees, ever. 2017 to 2021, she served in the California Senate. During those 4 years, she worked on 164 pieces of legislation. Not one of them ever became law. What makes it worse is that she's a liberal governing in a liberal state, and she was still 0 for 164. So during the 4 years, she accomplished nothing. As vice president, she has a record, the lowest approval rating ever in the history of this country, 28%. Donald J. Trump, he graduated from Penn's Wharton School of Business. It's ranked number 1 out of 124 business schools in the country. He has run many businesses over 53 years, employed hundreds of thousands of employees over that time. Currently, he has 22,450 employees split between men and women. That equates to hundreds of millions of dollars over time that have flowed into the economy. Personally, I don't just vote blindly along party lines. I just vote common sense. Let me keep it simple. If your parents had a company and you inherited this company and you didn't want to or couldn't run it yourself, who would you pick to run it? Kamala or Trump? Someone that has never run anything or someone that has run companies worth billions? Now let me extrapolate for a second. Forget about this company I was saying your parents own. What I'm really talking about is a company called the United States of America. Again, please, common sense.
Now, who was that, Stevie?
I'd have to look her up. It was on X, and I forgot to write the name down.
I gotcha. Okay, so that's just out there.
It's out there.
And
it's nobody that I think we know.
I mean, he's making points. I mean, I hear a lot of people just don't like Trump. It's like, you know, how's the war going? Well, fine, we need a good general, but whatever we do, don't send George Patton. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know, it's like, wait a minute, guys, we got a job we got to get done.
Yeah.
And so that's a little bit of common sense.
Does a great leader need to be liked?
No, probably won't be. Churchill was not very well liked.
Winston Churchill was not very well liked.
No.
In fact, they got rid of him as soon as the war was over.
Big mistake, because that really gave Joe Stalin some leverage, because Roosevelt had died, Churchill was out, and he was the last man standing. That was a problem. But yeah, a great leader doesn't necessarily need to be liked.
Are we comparing him to Churchill at this point now?
Yeah, I would. I mean, he stands up to the flak and says what he thinks. He's very consistent. And, you know, some people say, you got to be kidding me. Well, we're not at war. Now, I will say we weren't in any war when Trump was president. And he, I do remember the caliphate, Steve, how that was just something we had to live with, and that's it. And it was gone in 18 months with Trump. And then
we don't talk about ISIS and how he decimated ISIS.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, they just moved on to whatever it is they talk. Oh, I think it was Russian collusion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The Israelis kill the Hamas leader that planned October 7, so justice has been served. Now what, I wonder, in that war?
Well, I think the goal is to dismantle Hamas, and if they deem that's been done to a satisfactory extent, so that it won't happen again. They'd want to quit fighting, I'm sure. But
won't they want to just rebuild and reload with radicals?
Well, it depends who takes over,
Yeah.
the Palestinian group, because
currently they do not want a two-state solution. They want all the Jews to die.
Yeah, well, that's Hamas.
That's Hamas. But is that different from
it's
Hezbollah and Iran?
No,
I mean, they're all the same, right?
No, they're all the same.
They're franchises or
And
something.
that's one thing relevant to this election. Biden-Harris, they released the $100 billion that was frozen for Iran, and
But they were going to know
lifted the
exactly where every
sanctions.
dollar was going. That's what.
We do. It went to Hezbollah and Hamas.
But they said they won't clear it unless it goes to the U.S. And then they asked Admiral Kirby. They said, "What happened?" He says, "I don't know."
That's inane.
I don't know.
That was how could
I'll have
you
to get back to you.
possibly even say that you're going to clear every dollar? I mean, but that's just another point to make. But back to the destruction of the Jewish people, that's really what the fight's over. The Jews don't like that. They don't want to be wiped out.
North Korea is sending troops into Ukraine to fight with Russia. Is this an expansion?
Well, I mean, who knows? That's another one that's kind of quiet with Trump. I think we need to just go ahead and go back to Trump for 4 years and see what we can repair here.
And then you'll have all kinds of materials on 9 out of 10 television stations ripping Trump for whatever he says or doesn't say.
I don't know what the reaction is going to be. I cannot envision how this goes one way or the other.
Mark Halperin said, Democrats said there'll be an explosion of mental health issues and violence because they won't believe Donald Trump's president.
Well, I think that's an exaggeration. There'll be a lot of people disappointed on either side. I can tell you that. So, and hopefully we'll have some confidence that it's a reasonable approach to how we're voting.
But back to the clip, Johnny. If you were hiring somebody at a high level at VersaBar, would you look at the resumes and one you'd say?
Well, sure. I mean,
so why are we even close on this as far as resumes?
We've got cultural issues. The fact that we're actually discussing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as viable presidential and vice presidential candidates in a race that could be close is a really bad sign. And if Trump does win, I just think it's 4 years maybe of a reprieve of where we're the track we're on. I don't know if we can turn it.
What may be inevitable.
Right. Because
who's the heir to Trump? Is it J.D. Vance?
I don't know.
He's
kind of a new heir. I think DeSantis would do well.
But
still.
I think he's
Don't
intelligent.
forget about Vivek. So, we got some guys, and of course the Democrats have too.
Josh Shapiro, maybe, the Pennsylvania governor, sounds pretty good. And certainly not Gresham Whitmer.
No, I think I would rule her out. But our governor, JB,
wants it.
And Newsom is still pretty slick, Steve, pretty slick. So.
Yeah, well, I just can't imagine